hypothetical viewers, and welcome back to Shining Force CD Book 3. We just finished fighting our way through the first two bosses of this mansion, and now we are here on the third boss, who is fighting us in the middle of a partially constructed room, which he appears to have been building in order to face us. Now, I have quickly checked a guide since the last episode, and we did miss some items. Apparently, a bunch of the graves in the first battle had hidden stuff. We didn't get all the hidden stuff in Battle 2. I don't know if the guide I was using was perfectly accurate, because the sword that we found, this Murasama Asana, was actually not listed in that guide, but at the very least, I know there is some hidden stuff in all of these to find. Lots of goodies. In particular, each paint bucket apparently has an item. And I think some of these cardboard, or not cardboard, but like box things do as well. Pardon me. For now, though, let's split up the force. One group will go left, the other will go right. So we can kind of clear both halves of this battle. So we'll have, of all the characters, we have two of their character class. We'll send them in different directions. And then whoever's left over, we'll just split them in half arbitrarily. That's generally how I like to split up the force. Ah, excellent work. Our characters are all already at level 20, so they can't really gain any more levels. Obviously, we could have chosen to use the characters who weren't already maxed out and level them up more, but where would be the fun in that? It's much more fun to just, after all the truly enormous amount of time that I spent, I want to see if there's anything. Oh, there is something in this sign. Yeah, I guess I don't want anyone to fall behind, so I was like, oh, one of the wizards can do that, but sure, there's no reason she can't search. It reads, under construction, please be careful. Okay, so there's nothing to find in there, but that's still pretty comical, honestly. But yeah, after I truly put in a extraordinary amount of time level grinding all of the characters we're currently using to level 20. So now that I've done that, I want to benefit from their glorious overpoweredness. It's my reward for all the time I put in. Yeah, he'll go this way, because we only have one Gladiator, Jaha, and one Bird Battler, I guess it is, Claude, so we'll split them up. And with that, Force is neatly divided in half. Nick will be on the right, of course, as the other hero. Rarely does that happen in Shining Force. I think this and the final battle of Gaiden, Gaiden's Sword of Hajia, are the only times where that actually does happen of all the games we've played so far. Usually you have one hero. The hero. Fighting these goblin pupils who have these delightful construction worker hats and mallets. This is a unique battle background as well. It's not too interesting. It's just got like a couple of crates. I'm kind of sad they didn't put some of the like partially constructed walls in the background. That would have been pretty funny. But sadly, they did not. So compared to the other two levels, which had much more unique battle backgrounds, it's a little disappointing, but it can't be helped. Oh, there is one hidden item, which I'm not going back to get it, because, like, I don't know, I'm kind of seeing Book 3 here just because it's much shorter and just, you know, obviously a little more comedic. I'm kind of seeing this just as a fun playthrough. I'm not exhaustively getting every single hidden thing or anything. God knows there are better LPs out there that have that if you just search for them. I doubt anyone will ever watch this one, indeed. But I think she can't cast her best spell quite as many times as Natasha, so I think I'll save it. But there is one item in the battle where we fought Chu Rao in the big mess hall. On one of the tables is hidden a costume that I believe makes Gaian, the Berserker, look like he's a teddy bear or something, which does sound pretty incredible. So I'm a little sad we missed that. I think it can only be acquired by Claude, because you have to be in the middle of the table and he can fly to do that. Well, I guess the other bird characters as well. It has to be acquired by a flying character. But we're not going back for it, but that does sound very funny. Yeah, I in all of my other playthroughs, like I did this with Shining Force 2 and stuff as well, like if I missed something, I actually would go back and replay everything off camera so that we could have it, but This one I'm not seeing is like, it's 6 chapters long. It's like not, it's not quite as much of a, you know, intense endeavor. It's just like, yeah, we're just relaxing and doing this goofy quest. I have to say, on the whole, like considering Shining Force CD as like as a game like when it came out and you would actually purchase it as its own thing, right? Not now where you can just emulate whatever parts of each of them you want. It would be pretty great at the time that it came out to get it, because this book 3 seems like it has amazing replayability because you could do it with any of the characters from both games. So there's a lot of different combinations that you could use and kind of mess around with. Ooh, we got some plot going on. Wow, make more walls. Hurry, hurry. Don't be idle. I got it. So is the map going to keep changing as we go through it? That's neat. Oh yeah, we're filling in kind of the empty spaces with yet more construction. And also, again, it really seems like these people don't need to be villains because their skills are so absurd. They could build that in like 2 seconds. They could really do quite well for themselves in a different occupation. Okay, now come on. Okay, so let's peek here. Yeah, so we basically just added an extra partition here. So our group on the left will just have to go up the middle and rejoin the rest. Getting this chest will be slightly more of a pain, basically. That's it. Okay, let me decide. Okay, yeah, that's a dead end. I was just figuring out where we should be going. Oh yeah, I should also check if any of these boxes has anything. Ooh, this one does. We got the chrome lance. Very nice. There were some weapons we missed in the first battle, but we're also very overpowered right now, so I'm not all that worried about it. Remember that you can do Book 3, once you've unlocked it, you don't have to import any save data at all. So potentially you could be doing this with like auto-calculated stats, which are far lower. And presumably it's designed to at least be beatable that way, so. Okay, and in the chest, oh, we got an angel wing. Although since we have a full 3 characters who can egress in the party right now, it's a little redundant. Archbishops decided to rush in and bop Eric with his staff rather than hang back to use his magic, so he is just as competent as all the other Shining Force AI. Jaha, bash this dark paladin. Oh, yeah, I got a fun tenture, but yeah, this seems like it's like hella replayable. Just because like it's short enough that it's not that much of an endeavor to replay it. You know, you can finish it. I mean, honestly, if you have the time, I don't think it would take probably. I mean, the first, I guess I can time it based on my own playthrough, but you could certainly do it in a day if you were willing to sit down and have a nice long play session. I mean, the first 3 episodes were what, like a little under 2 hours total? And that is already, it's a 6 chapter game and this is chapter 4. So, you know, probably 5 or 6 hours. You could do the whole book 3. So that's a nice short little project if you want to do like some weird challenge run, you know, with some particular party combination or, you know, all different stuff. Obviously, it might take you longer if you use a weaker party, but on the whole, it's a nice little, like, there's a bonus thing to just play around with all the characters you've gotten. And I appreciate that. Like, it would take you much longer to replay books 1 and 2, right? Those were like a little more than 20 videos each. So, and those were like most of around half an hour, some of them over. So that's not exactly short. This is a lot more compact. And after this, we will try book 4. I don't know if we'll be able to beat it or not. I have read online that it's very, very hard. It's similar to, for any hypothetical viewers who have been with us for a while, you may remember that at the end of Shining Force 2, when we waited on the end screen, we got to a secret battle where we just refought all the bosses. And apparently this is like also just, in book 4, it's just like one big challenge battle where you refight all the bosses from both games. And I've heard it's incredibly difficult, so if it's like absurdly hard and we are failing at it over and over, I probably will just be like, okay, well, we've seen it and that's enough. There's a limit to how, especially since, like, we're about as powerful as we could plausibly get. So if we still can't do it, then it's probably something that I'm just, like, not confident enough to do. At which point it's like, you gotta know when to fold them. Okie dokie. I think this battle background here, the map theme, I think this is the same as the Churao map. So it's sort of like a little bit of a droll, kind of like, you know, comedic theme. Which is funny, because when we fought Kisaragi, the ninja lady, the map theme was much more like, oh, it's an elegant and serious, thing. Whereas these two are just like, yeah, it's goofy. Even though, really, that one was just as goofy. It was just as absurd as this. Jeez, wasting a bolt 3 on a single person. It's very aggressive. We may want to pull back a little here, because that is a big old pile of enemies. Let the force catch up. Nick fighting this dragon. Sorry if I'm not saying a ton. There is not that much to say. I'm just carefully going through the map. Trying to keep an eye out for any good items that we may want. Oh wait. I totally forgot there was an enemy here. My eye slid right over it. Blended in. We haven't had a dragon in the party since the first game. That I would like to see again. Well, we had the dragon man, Eric, in Final Conflict, but he wasn't an actual literal dragon. He was a guy who looked like a dragon. I guess I pushed Dawn a little too far forward. These enemies hit pretty darn hard. Well, it was the Bolt 3 plus the Chimera special attack, that is tough. Whatever, we can still finish the map. It's not like we need to worry about them falling behind in Exp anymore. Have her hang back a little. We can search this bucket. Got the work glove, which is maybe a battle item for our monk? Unsure. It's not an item that appeared previous in the game, so we don't have vast experience to draw on. Actually, let's have them stand not directly in line. Although with both 3 it doesn't matter, but slightly less clustering. Got rid of the Chimera. The enemies that have either magic or special attacks are the most dangerous ones. The amount of damage they can do is substantially higher. Which is why I'm going to focus on the Lich first. Because the other 2 enemies do not pose quite as much of a threat as the Lich with Bolt 3. Ooh, very good grab. Ah, how satisfying. That was delightful. Just single battle. Danger gone. I guess I can... I don't think Claude's gonna be able to fly over these walls. So, I guess I'll have him stick with the group for now. I'm thinking he's the best one to get the chest because, like, he'll be less encumbered by the terrain. Yeah, bringing the group back together here. Yeah, this is... the shape of the map, it's kind of winding, so it does make for kind of a more slow-paced battle where we have to kind of work our way through it. Because to get that chest on the left, too, we'll have to kind of head up there. It's going to be gradual. There's a fair amount of enemies, so we have to go through all of their turns and everything. Yeah, even the battle theme for the enemies, I believe that is the same one as when we fought Churao. Not the one when we were attacking, obviously, but when they attack us. I think it's the same song. That song is a little quieter than this one, so it's harder to tell. I don't have the volume up super high. So that I can, hear what I'm saying. It's not totally overwhelming. But yeah, so the Shining Force, different pieces of music seem to vary a little in like how the volume the game gives them. The battle theme for when our characters attack is a little louder than the other one. But I'm pretty sure it is the same. Let's finish off this poor construction worker who has been forced to build this battle in like 2 minutes. Their abilities are truly impressive. Yeah, I guess we'll just kind of wind our way around, basically. I do want to get that chest. I love the little footprints. It's so silly. We still have another lich as well. Yeah, see, he can't go past the actual wall top. Presumably because it would kind of break the level if you could. It would sort of defeat the purpose of having a winding path to the walls if you could just fly over them. And this should draw some enemies down so we can thin the crowd a bit. Alrighty. Let's do another Chimera and Dragon too. I don't want to... I'm always like worried about saving MP for the boss, but then sometimes by the time we get there, like the mage doesn't quite get into position where I want it anyway, so they end up not attacking them. So it's like you don't want to save it and then not use it. Let's just have Eric finish off this middle gunner. Yes, my spear wielding knight is fighting a tank. Yeah, the Kaiser Knuckle, it's interesting they spelled it K-I-Z-E-R, because in other, I think even in the other games in this, like, say, in the Shining Force CD, it was spelled, with, like, the K-A-I-S-E-R, like Kaiser, like, the German ruler or whatever. So it's funny that they changed that, but, that is a cursed item. So we won't be putting that on. We're kind of just slowly making our way across. I wonder if this paint is difficult terrain, because it feels like it's taking us ages to walk across the paint. Which, I guess it kind of makes sense to think of paint as difficult terrain, because it's like, well, I guess it could be slippery, but it still seems sort of funny that our, like, heavily armored soldiers can't walk through some paint. It's really impeding them. I do like the music, the background music here, because it's kind of funny, but it's another Shining Force battle map background theme where it's a little too chill to the point that it kind of, like, makes you, like, relax enough that you're, like, not as, like, hyped for the battle. It's like, oh yeah, we're just wandering around this map, Fighting, our fighting theme here is a little more upbeat. Awesome. Okay, we're making progress. And gaining levels that mean nothing. It really feels like they should have just implemented a level cap. Because there is zero benefit to letting you keep getting levels. You don't get anything for it. Like, why does it even bother? I guess it's a mark of how long you've used them, maybe? Let's have Luke just heal up his buddy. The chip damage does add up over time. He doesn't need a full heal or anything. He got a level 2, alright. It's such a weird feeling when you get to a point in like a game where the levels literally don't matter anymore, and it's like, oh, it's like for so much of it, you're like, oh yes, a level up, gotta keep getting those, and then it's like, whatever. We're now at a stage where we're like, meh. Okay, we're coming around this corner here. Uh-oh. Lich was closer than we thought. Well, on our next turn, I'll have to have Sarah cast Aura 4. This was quite a lot of damage on quite a lot of party members. That's a lot of damage. I love the footstep noises in the Shining Force games, like that little like whoop 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 when they walk. It just sounds like weirdly dorky and cute. It's like a cartoony sound. It's just charming. This Chimera could be tough because of its special ability. You don't want to have it use too many fire breaths on us. Ooh, but you know, I feel like it might actually be fire resistant due to being a Chimera. I remember them having some magic resistance in the older games. So we'll just have her finish on the Lich instead. That's a worthy use of MP. And if we end up not getting that chest on the right just because we defeat the boss before we get to it, I'm not broken up about it. I think we're good. Okay. Well, with the Lich out of the way, you know, obviously that takes out one of the biggest threats remaining on the map. Let's take out the Chimera. Very good. Bolt 3 is no joke. It's even, you know, even as high level as we are, it still takes like half your health. Okay, I think it is high time for a nice Aura 4. Heal up the whole darn party. You still only get 3 fairies, though. The number of fairies the spell commands only raises so high. I will say, Aura 4 really gives you a great chance to listen to the battle background theme there, because it just takes so long to cycle through all the characters, you can really just kind of rock out to that jam, which is fun. So, Claw to attack the dragon, since you can reach him already, why not? And the boss just keeps walking back and forth. He seems unconcerned that all of his employees are dead. The dragon is also an enemy that has a special attack in addition to its normal attack, so it can potentially be very dangerous. Okay. Start attacking this Dark Paladin. Shouldn't be too hard to defeat. None of these enemies is really that difficult to defeat at this point. The Liches were the main dangerous one because it's hard to approach them without getting caught in the fray. Good, good. And then at the end of this battle, we'll want to egress to shuffle around some items, since we got a couple new items, and obviously Res Dawn. Excellent progress. Oh, interesting. So, man, the boss could end up being the final enemy on the map. I guess we'll just send, like, Claude, or because this guy came over close enough, we can start fighting him. We can send, like, Claude or Eric over to get the chest, I guess. Well, the rest of the party is slowly catching up. Little by little. Is it maybe that the screen... Hypothetical viewers may not be able to tell what I'm talking about if this is something going on with my computer as opposed to program. The screen darkens, like it dims as we go into the fight menu. It seems like it did not actually undim here. It actually seems dimmer again. Now, when we go back into another battle, this may correct itself because it'll do the same process, undimming and dimming and stuff again. So let's see if that will snap it back to normal. Good, there it goes. Yes, it was genuinely dimmer. I guess it's just some minor glitch. That happened once in Shining Force 2 as well. I don't know, maybe sometimes the program can fail to like correctly do the undim command. I don't know. So let's play risky here. Oh no. Claude. Well, we probably don't. Level 3 does not consistently do 20 damage though, so the White Dragon might actually be, yeah, the White Dragon is weak to fire. Maybe we could have done level 3, I don't know. But whatever. He certainly made plenty of contribution to this battle, so that's fine. I'm not too bothered if he runs out of him. We have 2 enemies left, you know. Oh, the Mithril, this is also a Shining Force 2 reference, and in this game it's just there for us to sell. It does not do anything. So yeah, they seem to put several items in that are just like, hey, remember Shining Force 2? Here's an item that was in it, which is funny. I don't know why they did that. It's interesting. These games they're Gaiden games. They are kind of like set between Shining Force 1 and Shining Force 2. So maybe it's like a reference to, because it's like, oh, that will be the future in this series. Unsure. I guess we can start attacking him. I mean, I just don't want to kill him before we get that other chest. We may also, there's supposed to be an item, the Chirp Hammer, which I think was in a box that we didn't quite go over to. So we'll see if we get around to that. Gonna heal up Claude. I still can't get over the way Luke just slides to the side when he does his animation. Yeah, so Claude can kind of handle some of the chest getting here. That's a neat animation. I wonder if he also has any like special secondary ability or anything like that. Because a lot of the other bosses did. Just checking, I don't know if there's hidden items in some of these, maybe. Quick check. There are not. Let's carry on. And Natasha may as well bust out her final spell for the boss. Well done. Goodly amount of damage. And boss pretty fast. Jeez. He's not a lightweight. And May, well, if we don't get the chest, we don't get it. We're pouring out some damage here, and Claude did not get his turn again. But, like, I can't resist the opportunity to have May actually bust out a bolt spell. Gonna have Eric carry on this way, so maybe he can get the chest. I'm gonna stall. I'm gonna stall! What else could I do? I do want to at least try to get the chest. I think he can heal Graham from this range. Yeah. There we go. That's, yeah, we can't, he can cast like another heal 1 or 2, but that's really it. No, even heal 2 I think is 10, so yeah, he's kind of tapped out as well. Man, this boss really has it in for Graham. He just won't attack anyone else. Just like, fuck you, Centaur. Just continue stalling. And I believe, yes, this is the Chirp Hammer, I believe. Indeed. Oh, it says the Chirrup Hummer, but it is supposed to be Hammer. That's just a typo, I would figure. This is also, I think, a Shining Force 2 reference, because you may remember an item in that game called the Chirrup Sandals, which I had the entire game, and I never knew what they did, because it never seemed to produce any effect or boost a stat. And I ended up looking it up later. Apparently it's theorized by fans that they might increase the aggro, basically. Enemies be more likely to attack you. And yet, even that was never totally clear. It was like, well, maybe they don't seem like they're attacking that much more, but maybe. So, I think the Chirrup Hammer is probably a reference to that, even though the original item was itself a little mysterious. Now he's decided to just beef with May. Somehow, each of those attacks did less damage to her than to Graham, so like, Graham is somehow more fragile than like a tiny wizard. The delicate soul. I don't know if this is 100% of the hidden items. I think we've got, at the very least, most of them. I will stall just for the chest since we're pretty close to getting it at this point. Yeah, we can have Graham pick it up. We got a power ring! Well, that's certainly nice. Boost attack, if I remember right. Okay, now Claude can come back and help kill the boss. Shouldn't take too long. Actually, just about 30 minutes. We stalled for a couple minutes to get that chest, so this didn't take too long, really. And we don't really need any more healing, so sure, let's use Hell 4. I also, finally, my confusion over Blast versus Hell Blast. Apparently, I think, like, I've seen one fan translation as, instead of calling it Hell or Blast, it's Hell Blast. So maybe they just picked one part to fit in the box, so the different games pick different ones. Anyway, we've lost, you laggards. Okay, I'll let you go. The laggards are all dead. We killed everyone but you. Here, this leads to Dava's room and your defeat. The characters just look at each other and then go. And here's our next cutscene. We'll egress before the fight to Resdawn. There's no sign of life at all. It's a library, with books stacked all over the floor and papers on the floor. Got the spooky background music here. We know you're here. Dava, where are you? Crystal ball! Hee hee hee! Ooh, oh, actually, yeah, I remember. I read ahead of time what the gimmick of this battle was, but then I immediately forgot. All of you have evil within your minds. I'll make you realize that today. Can you beat your dark side? Show me. We have to fight our own shadows. A classic RPG thing where you gotta fight copies of your party. You have no chance of winning. Okay, I'll let you choose the strength. It's my duty. Sure, we'll do hard. Interesting. Dare you try? Admirable fortitude. Now, Shadow, go and play with Nick. There is... this is a thing that's not specific to this game. I have also seen this be effectual in other games of this games with this kind of battle. This happens in Fire Emblem Awakening. It's a classic thing, right? Where, how do you do it? Go to egress, which we were gonna do anyway. I'll look at the map first. But basically, egress, de-equip your character's weapons, go back into the battle. Now the shadows don't have any weapons. Obviously, I think with more modern games, game developers would probably foresee this possibility and, you know, account for that, but older games don't always. There's a bit of weird glowy stuff going over here. Are these like spilling? So this is like a laboratory. There's like potions and cauldrons and beakers, lots of books. The floor appears to have mold growing, which is not great for books. And interestingly, we're kind of in the position of the attackers, right? We usually are sort of at the bottom of the map and we go upwards. Here it's the opposite, because, you know, we're sort of... the shadows have taken our place. So you can see that just right now, basically they have everything we have. But I am going to egress, and luckily we started on Natasha, who has it, because we got to swap weapons around, and we have to res Dawn. There we go. In this one, instead of in the other ones, the dead person was represented by a little blue flame ghost. Here, she was a teeny little angel. That's amazing. Now for items, let's use the give command. Just swap around some stuff. I'll think about who needs the power ring the most. I mean, hell, I could even give it to someone like Natasha so that when she's not using MP, she can, you know, attack with her weapon more easily. You know what? Why not Ben? His attack's not quite as high as some of the others. And, obviously the Chrome Lance, we'll go to one of our knights. I guess I'll give it to Dawn since she has slightly lower attack than him. By 1 point. That's not really that big of a difference, but whatevs. And was Ben the one who got... No, he got the Kaiser Knuckles. What does the Work Glove do? Oh, so it's just garbage is what it is. I guess it's just a fun item, not like a real item. Did we get anything else that's like actually useful? The Chirrup Hammer, is that like a legitimate item or is it also basically a joke item? It is a joke item. It is not good. Well, I guess at least it's fun that we got that, if nothing else. And who, if anyone, can equip the Murasama? Is it like one of the ninja-only weapons? Which we did get it on a map with ninjas. Yeah, it's a really crappy ninja-only weapon. So the hidden items in this, I guess, are really just like fun little references. They're not actually good. I kind of wish I could filter this to be just the characters who are actually in the party, because it'd be slightly less of a pain. So much scrolling. And we'll give him the power ring. Oh, I don't think anything else actually needs to be equipped, because everyone else all has the same stuff as before. Alright, we did find that Earth Axe, so he... Oh, wait, no. You know what? Since he's not in the party anymore, let's give that Earth Axe to Jaha. Beef him up a bit. Yeah, that's a nice upgrade. I don't think we got anything else notable. Very nice. Just scrolling through, making sure we do not have any other nice stuff lurking around. I don't think that we do. Alrighty. And then let's go to the shop. We might as well at least sell off the crap we're picking up. The fucking mithril, which can't really do anything with it. Also, the Kaiser Knuckle, the cursed item. And the Pegasus Wing, which we can't use. I guess everything else we can keep. Got any deals? Nah, it's just the rare items we already sold. Got anything notable? You do not. Okay, well... I do want to see if the... This is just something I saw on the internet, that, like, if you de-equip weapons, like, it has an effect. So, I just want to test. I guess you could also swap everyone's weapons around, and then you, the player, can use the give command to put them back where you need them, but I don't think the game knows how to do that. Although I will say, I don't know whether the guide I'm using is correct, because I noticed that the characters had their full inventories, including non-equipped items. So, like, and I really don't know whether the AI, I don't know whether it's programmed to be able to decide to equip items or not. It may be. But I want to at least test it. That's an interesting, an interesting thought, which I saw online. So, might as well see if it works or not. I mean, it is an LP, right? It's like, in theory, if there was a hypothetical viewer out there, they might want to know whether this trick works. It's one weird trick. The game developers hate this one weird trick or whatever. Oh. Okay, I guess we can't save the game properly. I finally was able to save the game for the first two books when I created the RAM cart, but the virtual RAM. But maybe book 3 it won't work. I'm using save states anyway. It is slightly a concern because you need to beat book 3 to unlock book 4, but hopefully when we beat it, it will like unlock immediately, and then I can just make a save state of that or whatnot. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's see. It's interesting that both teams have the same character move first. Yeah, see, they're still holding all their stuff. It's just not equipped. Well, I guess we'll find out, does the AI know how to equip items? Obviously, it's trivial for us to do so, but I don't know whether the AI knows how to do so. Because enemies generally, like, they only have one weapon anyway? So we'll have to find out. It may also depend on whether you tell her that you want to face them being hard or easy. I don't know. That would be kind of strange as the distinction. It's like in the hard version, they know how to use weapons versus the easy one where they don't. But maybe it is. I'm uncertain. Apparently they've all decided to run towards the bottom of the map. I also forgot to equip a bunch of our buds here, so we'll do that on the next turn, I guess. And the mages can still cast spells, so they're dangerous anyway, particularly May, who, you know, just bolt 4. I could obviously for this battle remove the mages. Wouldn't be hard to do or anything. Let's have mage versus mage. Oh, interesting. So the shadows, the sprites of them are literally shadows. They're just like solid black. So they're like a pretty, they're not just like, the map sprites are like just grayed out, but these are like literally shadows. They don't have any detail or like solidity to them. They're just silhouettes. Well, we defeated one mage. That's helpful. Let's start fighting Graham. Unique battle background here as well. It's like, it's nicely made, but it is a little plain. I'm like, I don't have strong feelings about it. For once, I'm not gushing over the battle background. I'm like, it's fine. May is the one who may. It's possible that we'll all die. And then I will have to replay the level removing May from the party temporarily because... Which I think is funny because she's not like one of the like definitive party members for us. Usually I kind of save her to the end of the map because, you know, she can get short of MP. No, he does not equip his weapon. He's just going to punch us with his tiny, tiny fist. So I guess the Shining Force AI for enemies just... Because enemies usually only have one weapon, it comes equipped and there's no way for the player to de-equip them, they're not programmed to know how to equip their own weapons. That's not like one of the actions they can take. Because I guess the developers didn't think he would do this because they assumed he would want to play the game properly. But why would we want that? You have to ask yourself that question, dear viewers. May is therefore the only one we need to worry about. Well, obviously Sarah also has attack magic, which is Blast, but Blast is not as powerful. So, like the sheer level of destruction May can cause, Bolt 4 is insane. Like, even obviously Bolt 3 can hit our whole party, so, you know, she's the real dangerous one. Oh, whoops, I forgot to equip this one. The silhouettes do look kind of like, they have like a very mysterious sort of appearance to them. Yeah, now we're gonna die. Oh, or... Well, I guess the Shining Force AI for magic users has always been like that, where like, it will just randomly decide to attack with like its fist instead of using magic. So that's not new. Is May really tanky? Why did Claw do so crappy damage? He's equipped with this weapon. Yes, she does have 56 defense. Maybe that actually is... Yeah, she's actually one of our tankier party members, I guess. Do you know what? I'm gonna have him actually use Bolt 4. And Bolt 4 is, I will say, it's single target, so in a way, it's arguably less, like, it can only kill one of us, whereas Bolt 3 can do mass destruction. But still, let's bust it out on May, just to... It's like the nuclear option, you know? Just to make sure. Like, look at that, 56 points of damage. She could kill pretty much any of us, or bring us into range where a single attack could kill. Uh-oh, Nick had the same idea. I forgot that May is not the only one with Bolt 4. However, Nick can only use it once. You know, it doesn't do as much damage as a single cast of Blaze 4, but it's just such a good opportunity now that they're clustered up to kind of hit everyone at once. Too bad she doesn't have the Bolt spells, because Bolt 3 has a big range and does more. It is more expensive, but it's quite good. I guess let's bash away. Ooh, damn it, I forgot to equip him. He still does so much damage, though. Nick is actually no longer really a threat at this point because you can't cast Bolt again. So instead, let's take out the healer. If you don't cheat at this fight, oh, he's also got it, yeah. Although he too can only use it once. Oh well. Like, look at that. Like, Jaha was one-shotted. Bolfor is incredible. It's just absurd. It's the boss killer spell. Nick could be done for. Not quite, but this may very well finish him off. We'll have some deaths. We'll have some deaths even though I cheated the fight and removed everyone's weapons. So I think that kind of... Oh, we do lose if Nick dies, though. Oops. Oh, well. Okay, well, we'll do it again then. And I'll have to go back and remove everyone's weapons. I'm still doing that, by the way. We can't remove Nick from the party. Oh, right, actually, oh, Jesus, 45 minutes. I just stupidly was like, oh, we'll just do the battle twice. We'll just go right ahead, even though I was gonna break between the two battles. Right, derp. Okay, that's me being a... Okay, well, I'm still gonna de-equip everyone just so we can trim the time next time. But yeah, I think... I'm like, I know, I'm sure some players would have more fun doing the more challenging version of the fight, but it amuses me not to. I just think it's kind of comical. And I gotta say, I think that just from that, you really saw the power of magic in this game, where just with the people who have Bolt, I guess we'll have him de-equip everything now. Just with the people who have Bolt, even the leaders who only have one use of it, they can do some pretty crazy damage. Like Bolt 4, it's nuts. It's an amazing spell for bosses. Okay. So let's go back into the fight, and then I will cut. This will be an awkwardly long episode where it's not like a super long bonus. It's just me carelessly starting the next battle and not thinking about it. This really is my lackadaisical one. But yeah, so thank you for watching, hypothetical viewers. In this battle, we defeated Boldor, the Builder, and we carried on, but we are faced by our next challenge, which is magical shadows of the heroes ourselves, who we're going to beat by cheesing the fight, because, to be honest, I do like challenging levels in video games, but if there's this stupid way to, like, cheese the fight in a funny way, I frequently will want to take it just because it amuses me. So look forward to that. But again, even with doing that, we still lost. Mostly because I forgot that killing Nick actually still loses the fight here. He is actually the main character. So look forward to us cheesing this fight next time. And then we'll finally confront Dava. So thank you for watching, hypothetical viewers. This has been Shining Force CD Book 3.